Welcome to the installation video of Hoymiles 2-in-1 1000 watts, 2 MPPT inputs microinverter, and cable accessories. This video consists of 4 chapters: overview, preparation, product instruction, and system. So that you know, only those who have been properly trained or who demonstrate relevant skills can install and maintain this microinverter under instructions. In this video, we will guide you through the installation process of a 3 kW PV system, which is composed of 3 1 kW solar on-grid kits designed with one Hoymiles HMS 1002T microinverter model, 2 Tier 1 solar panels of 500 to 550 watts, 1 set of roof rack mounting accessories for every 2 solar panels, and cable accessories. If you need to increase the power in the future, this plug-and-play installation lets you add more kits when you need them. Now, let's take a look at the tools that we are going to use. These are very common tools. We need an electric screwdriver, a diagonal cutter, a wire stripper, a crimping tool, a torque wrench, and steel tape. Also, very common personal protective equipment is recommended: helmets, gloves, overalls, and safety ropes. As for other auxiliary tools, we need M8 bolts, tie wraps, grounding accessories, a marker pen, grounding cable, DC extension cable, and 3-core AC cable. For this explanation, the microinverter accessories we will use are the ceiling cap, a connection cable, an extension connector, a trunk connector, a cable connector, and a disconnect tool. Before we start, let's take a look at the products that we're going to use. The microinverter installed in the video is a 2-in-1 model, same as offered in our 1 kW on-grid solar kit, using our integration coefficient IC business model. There is a parameter label in the middle where you can see the microinverter serial number. On the top right is the AC connector. The LUB below is the sub 1G wireless antenna. The outlets on both sides are DC connectors, and the screw hole in the middle of the handle is used for grounding. In this installation, the AC trunk is composed of a ceiling cap, a trunk connector, a connection cable, an extension connector, and an AC-in cable, which is built with a special connector. Specifically, the opening in the middle of the trunk connector is connected to the microinverter AC connector, and the ends on both sides are used to connect the connection cable. Please note that there is a circle or triangle mark on each end of the trunk connectors and connection cables. You must ensure that the ends with the same mark are engaged. Any unused ports should be covered with a ceiling cap. When the distance between 2 microinverters is too far, you can either choose a longer connection cable or use extension connectors to join the connection cables together. The connector is used to make the AC-in cable, which wires the PV system into the distribution box. The disconnect tool is for removing ceiling caps, taking apart connectors, and removing microinverters. The open ends are for tightening and loosening nuts. Now, we can start the system installation. First, mark the appropriate installation location of the microinverter according to the PV module layout. Fix the nuts at the predetermined place on the rail. Hang the microinverter on the screws, and then tighten the screws. The silver cover of the microinverter should be facing the panel. Then, route a continuous grounding cable through the grounding accessories of each microinverter to the AC grounding electrode that conforms with local regulations. Next, take out the trunk connector and connect the microinverter to it until you hear a click. Then, cover the unused end with a sealing cap. Select a connection cable of a suitable length and plug it into the trunk connector until you hear a click. When connecting the connection cable and the trunk connector, please make sure that the marks on the engaged ports are the same. Now, let's move on to the next microinverter. Plug the microinverter and the connection cable into the trunk connector. Due to the long distance between the second and the third microinverter, an extension connector is needed to join two connection cables. You can also use a longer or customized connection cable. Perform the same process on the last microinverter, and then we can start to make the AC in cable. First, prepare an AC cable of a suitable length. The cable should cover the distance from the end of the AC trunk cable to the distribution box. Before stripping the cable, please check if any items from the package are missing, and then slide the parts onto the AC cable in the correct order. Strip off the outer jacket with a diagonal cutter. Then use a wire stripper to strip the insulation to a suitable length. Insert the terminal pin into the crimping tool and crimp it tightly. Next, insert the crimped wires into the wire holder until you hear a click. Then, fix the cable with tie wraps. Finally, peel the serial number label from each microinverter and affix them to the corresponding place on the paper installation map. Now, let's connect the PV modules. Please determine whether you need DC extension cables based on your situation. In this example, we used extension cables for some modules. You can also build similar ones locally. First, place the PV modules onto the rail and connect the DC extension cables to the PV modules. Then connect the microinverter to the DC extension cables. Finally, move the PV modules above the microinverter and fix them. Repeat the above steps to connect all PV modules. Now, we need to connect the AC-in cable to the distribution box. This can also be built locally according to the length needed. Please note that the grid connection and system energizing shall be performed by professionals after obtaining the permit from the grid operator. Connect the distribution box to the local grid to complete the microinverter installation. Don't forget to go through the checklist to see if every step is done. We welcome you to share the opportunities given by our integration coefficient IC manufacturing and marketing business model that lets us offer these innovative solutions. You will never have any regrets.